This out. Ben Domenech joins us this morning. Ben, sounds to me like the media has concluded that this is some kind of a victory for Biden. What say you?
Wow, those folks got their marching orders. Man, that was some really impressive hewing to a certain narrative on this. Look, first off, this is a sweetheart deal. I don't think that anyone believes that if his name was Hunter Smith and he was in Southeast D.C. and you had video of him waving around a gun while doing crack, that the result would be slightly different here than what we've seen in terms of this deal. The other situation here that I think is very interesting is that now that the Department of Justice has actually sort of concluded this, at least in the reporting, all of the people on Hunter Biden's side are saying, this is the end of this story. They want to wrap it up, have, as Jonathan Turley has referred to it, a controlled demolition and move on. The fact is that they're no longer in a pending investigation, which means that all of the different things that I think questions that Republicans have put forward that are very legitimate about the transfers of money that were going on, the different LLCs, the network of them that we know existed that were set up in order to pass this money around and to try to hide it. Typically, by the way, the type of thing that doesn't just end you getting up, with 2 misdemeanors for not paying enough tax. That's the kind of situation that I think they're going to continue to dig into. And it's not out of rallying the Republican base or conspiracy theorizing. By the way, Joe Scarborough the other day was advancing the conspiracy theory that Donald Trump was going to sell, classified information to foreign powers with no basis whatsoever. So maybe he should, pot calling the kettle black there. But look, this is a situation that deserves inquiry. It deserves inquiry because we know that the influence campaign that a number of different foreign entities were engaged in was bent on using Hunter's connections to affect American policy. Okay. We don't know how successful that was. We really don't. And we don't know how much money ended up in the coffers of other people other than Hunter Biden in ways that could potentially have influenced that policy. Until we have an answer to that very basic, straightforward, and legitimate question, this should not be dropped.
Yeah, you got that right. All right, Ben, let's turn to the 2024 election. And I want to focus in on Gavin Newsom for a moment. He's very close to the president, certainly was on the California trip. And but Gavin Newsom has not yet declared. It occurs to me that if he did declare, he would have to run in the primaries. And he would have to debate directly opposite Joe Biden. So that's why he's not doing it, I guess.
Yes. Well, I think that, one of the things that we need to keep in mind here about Gavin Newsom is he really wants to be gifted this. He's sort of standing around waiting to see if there's some kind of major issue that the president has to face, whether that's, physical or health-wise or, political, in a situation that would not have him run again. And he's just kind of waiting in the wings. The problem, too, of course, is that if he did get in, then there's a third person in this race, as well, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who I think that, frankly, the calls for an actual debate to happen in that primary would increase dramatically if Newsom were to get in tomorrow. And so he's holding back. But, look, you can only do that for so long. You can only play that game for so long until it gets to a point where, it's either going to be Joe or it's going to be Kamala. They're not going to foist Gavin Newsom on the party without him having, acquired any kind of delegates before the convention. And that's something that I think has to be weighing on him in this moment.
As Ron DeSantis said, stop pussyfooting around. All right, Ben Domenech, good stuff. Thanks, Ben. Thanks for being with us this morning.
Great to be with you.
See you.